Hi guys! So today we're asking tarot for the future of this connection. So we're talking about a love connection specifically right now. It could be anything from like a crush to your partner, spouse, anything like that. But we're just asking what the future of this connection is. So we're going to do a pick a card. We're going to do 3 options. So the first option is going to be confidence. That'll be the first option, option number 1. Option number 2 is hope. And option number 3 is gratitude. Okay, so let's start with option number 1, confidence. And we're going to be asking, what is the future of this connection with this person? Okay, so make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the video if it resonates with you, and also take a look at some of the other pick a cards. Some of those will be more about like thinking, what they're thinking, feeling, hiding from you, things like that. And there's also a ton of shorts. Let's see. Okay. What is the future of this connection? The dog, the clouds, and the stars. So this person has been loyal to you, or you to him, or both, or her. I feel like there has been this sort of friendship that has brought you two together, whether you guys were friends at first or are still in the friend zone. But there's a lot of confusion here about how to move things forward. This person could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. There's a lot of hope for the future, but a lot of uncertainty about where this connection is going. Again, you guys are probably in the friend zone right now. Whether it started as a friendship, that could also apply, like I said earlier. But it does have like a strong sense of there being a good or a friendship element right now that's going on currently. But in terms of like a romantic connection, if it'll either evolve to that or stay in a romantic space or continue to grow into a romantic space, that's the part that's not sure. I think you really have your like eyes on this person. You have your heart set on this person. But you're really not quite sure where this is going. And a part of you wants to walk away for some reason. So let's get into more details. Oh, that's 2 already. So you have Queen of Cups, 8 of Pentacles. Let me fix this so that you guys don't get the glare. There. Eight of Swords. If this is a long-term connection or a marriage, it feels like you're feeling kind of trapped in the connection. There's something that's transpired. Let me see. I'm sorry. I need to get a little bit what happened here. This person may be taking too much time to commit or to elevate the relationship into the next level. It feels like they may be grounded or reliable, but there's still a part of them that isn't meeting all of your needs. And you're feeling trapped and you're not really quite sure whether to move forward or to not move forward because you've both invested quite a bit into the relationship. This person sees you as someone that they really want to, like, they do love you. They have very strong feelings for you, and you them. And I can see that, both that it's mutual in this relationship, but there's something else. There's something about this person's reliability and this person's pace that is a constant sort of question in your mind of whether or not you want to move forward with this connection. So what is the future of this connection? What is the future of this connection? You have the Knight of Coins. Again, you have both here, the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Coins. So if you're waiting for, Page of Swords, if you're waiting for a commitment from this person in terms of furthering the relationship at whatever level you're at. If you guys are just friends right now and you want this person to make a move, or if you're in a relationship but you want something more solid, more committed in some way, whether it's, you know, proposing or moving in together, whether it's getting married, or, you know, setting a date if you're already engaged, that sort of thing. If that's what you're waiting for, it is coming. I get double confirmation here that this person is serious about you and does want to sort of progress things with you, but they may still be working on their own stability. And the type of commitment that you want or need from them is not possible at this time. You get the Page of Swords, the Seven of Swords, and the Two of Wands. I think this relationship will stay in the gray area for a while to come, because this person is not going to be committing to the next level of this relationship for a while. There is a sort of sense of fear of commitment on their part. They're still trying to do their own thing and get their sort of things in order, whether it's finances, family, life-related, school, work, even friendships and social life. There's something about them still figuring themselves out. They might still be trying to figure out what it is that they want for their future as well. It feels like you're in a more grounded space, like you are more determined to get what you want and you know what you want. And this person is still trying to figure it out. They're still like planning and strategizing and, you know, looking at this or that, but it's a very wishy-washy, hot and cold, possibly breadcrumbing situation. And that's what's making you feel trapped as well. If you choose, so the ball is in your court, to be honest. This person's not leaving. This person is not breaking the status quo. They're not going to choose to elevate or commit to the relationship. They're also not going to leave the relationship because this is comfortable for them and because they're fine with having feelings for you and still working on themselves. It's up to you if you want to continue to give them the latitude to do that, because they're kind of in control right now, right? Because they're not changing anything. They're maintaining the status quo. It's convenient for them. It's comfortable for them. But for you, in terms of wanting more with this relationship, that's not going to happen, not for a while. So really the ball is in your court, whether you decide to stay with this person and wait it out, or if you plan on leaving. And when I say wait it out, I mean a long time, possibly a year or more. So it's really up to you if you want to stay. If you're comfortable enough in the relationship, or you can learn to go at their pace, that's fine. But if you're really uncomfortable in this situation, it's possible you will choose to walk away. You can continue to invest in this relationship and wait it out, but I don't see a lot of movement in the near future, definitely not within the next 6 months. Okay? So that is what I have for you, pile 1. Thanks for joining me. If it resonated, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And let's move on to pile 2, Hope. What is the future of this connection with pile 2? What is the future of this connection with pile 2? Future of this connection with pile 2. Okay. We have the clouds, the sun, and the crossroad. Let's go here better. The bear, the sun, and the crossroad. This is a good new beginning for you guys. If you have been in kind of a slump, like, you know, kind of in the same old daily sort of routine, I do see a spark of like a new beginning here with you two. It's possible there are children involved in this relationship, on your side or the other person's side, and or you get lost kind of in the daily routine and it's been a little bit of a boring sort of relationship for you, or it's been kind of mundane in some way. And while you enjoy that layer of like stability or that, you know, consistency, there's more out there, right? There's more out there to explore, more adventures, more fun to be had. And I think that in this particular relationship, it looks like it's been sort of not stagnant maybe, but maybe, I don't want to say boring, but kind of, you know, not much going on. That changes for you. That is changing for you. And there is a choice here to be made about that. So let's get into it. Let's get clarification, please. What do we need to know? What is the future of this connection? Oh, I got to. Ooh. The Lovers, the Page of Pentacles, and the Chariot. Beautiful. I feel like there's this honeymoon phase coming in for you guys. There's some choices that need to be made on both of your sides, both yours and your partner's side, to sort of change the dynamic of this relationship. It could be you guys go on like a weekend getaway, just the two of you, to sort of reignite the passion within the relationship. But you're both on board with this. This is a very stable relationship, one that you have had for a while now, or that you're both committed to making work. There might be also children here involved. Like I said earlier, the Page of Pentacles is coming up. So it might be that sort of situation where the kids or a kid goes with grandpa or grandma or auntie or uncle or whoever for a few hours, even just for a date night or for like the weekend while you guys kind of reignite, like I said, the honeymoon phase within your relationship. This is a very strong connection. And I feel like you've grown together through the years, or however long you've known this person, you've grown together. This is a very difficult relationship or partnership to break up because there's so much commitment on both sides of the people in terms of making it work. There's a strong level of commitment, respect, and love in this relationship. And it's only going to get better in the future. If you had been going through some challenges in the past, either related to trust issues or lack of reliability, or like I said, just general boredom because of the daily routine, that gets turned around here. Because neither of you want that for each other or for yourselves. I'm also sensing that this is a connection of two people that have very high self-esteem, or like high amounts of self-love and self-respect. That's why they're able to give that to each other, right? That's why you're able to give that to each other, a good amount of respect, support, admiration, all of those things. This is a very mutually connected and committed relationship. It's a very beautiful energy. The Chariot also talks about moving forward. The Chariot in terms of logistics talks about moving and things like that. I still feel like it's a getaway. And maybe you're making a decision about moving away somewhere, which ends up being very fruitful, I think, for you, because it is a brand new start. Any reading that you get the Sun card in, it is a yes to a question. If you had a yes or no question, it is a yes. It's also a happy, happy card, and that lightens any bad cards or negative cards around it. If the connection is related to having children, like you've been together and you're deciding whether to have children or not, yes, you will decide to have children, you will have them, and it will be a happy home, a very happy home. Let's get more clarifiers. Where is this connection going? What is the future of this connection? Nine of Coins. Nine of Coins, Queen of Swords, Four of Cups. Boredom. I said that earlier. Boredom, apathy. So right now you're in this space of like boredom and apathy, or it's been kind of a routine sort of dynamic within the relationship that's changing. Okay, you're gonna have this wonderful getaway, this beautiful honeymoon phase. And after you come back to reality and back to the real world from cloud 9, You will go back to sort of the status quo in terms of continuing where the relationship left off. You're going to continue to work on your finances. You're going to continue to commit to the relationship and do the things that you were doing before this. Be careful to not fall into the same trap again, because it will likely happen again, where you get stuck in your daily routine. This person and that person, yourself, both get caught up with work or, family or friends or just the regular daily routine. And you're going to need to break that again in the future. Come back to either this reading or this thought of how you guys made it work the first time so that you can continue to replay that. Because the honeymoon phase ends up being sort of a temporary thing, right? But you need to put things in place in order to be able to maintain a plan, so that when it happens again and you both get stuck sort of in your same routine, you have a way of getting out or reconnecting, particularly when it comes to like intimacy, both emotional and physical. You want to make sure to slot in time for that particular part of the interconnectedness that you have within the relationship. You may need to get more logical when it comes to this particular situation and more rational. Like instead of saying, oh, well, I love you and you love me and we're just going to make this work. And why am I feeling bored? We love each other and nothing's wrong with it. Well, no, but you kind of have to get out of your heart and into your head a little bit more and just say, well, yeah, but things have been a little bit boring and like, let's change that. Right? And then nip it in the bud and then make some plans so that you can reconnect. You're going to need to schedule time in for each other. That is going to be an ongoing struggle because of maybe the level of responsibilities that you both have on you. I see that with the 10 of clubs back there. The 10 of wands talks about a lot of responsibility, a lot of burdens. You both may be either working a lot or very busy with the home life, so where it's difficult to connect. But I'm letting you know now that you will need to put a plan in place. Maybe during this honeymoon phase, if you guys go off for a weekend or whatever it is, you can connect and discuss, okay, next time this happens, how do we address it? Yeah, so that is the future of this connection. I see it being fruitful and just going for a very, very long time. Very, sweet energy. Okay, let's try group 3. Gratitude. What is the future of this connection? What is the future of group 3's connection? Sun again. Yay. Fox. Okay, flowers. The sun, the fox, the flowers. So there has been something that has rained on your parade. Things were going very well. Things were going the way they were supposed to go. But something is getting in the middle and something is not clear, or I don't know why I'm getting this like huge feeling of like anguish or grief. It feels like a 3 of swords or like a broken heart. It may be something that you found out about this person that you didn't expect, or something that you were suspicious of and it's now come to light, and it's raining on your parade. Like it's something very unexpected. This person, being with this person, has made you very, very happy. But there's this big problem or issue, this elephant in the room that hasn't been fully addressed. And that is getting in the middle of this sort of happy ending or happily ever after. What is the future of this connection? 5 of wands, 6 of pentacles. And I want this one. Why did I grab it? Pile 3 is looking at me like, why? No, you should have left that one alone. So you have the 5 of Wands, the 6 of Pentacles, the 4 of Cups, and the Devil. Who happens to look like Dua Lipa, by the way, but not saying that she is, but just happens to look like her. 5 of Wands, 6 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups. This could have been, there was something specifically, I think, in the behavior of this person. This is not their words. They didn't hurt your feelings. They didn't say anything. I mean, they might have, but that wasn't the big deal. That wasn't the part that's sort of getting in the way. It's their actions. This person acted out in a way that broke your heart, in a way that you would not break their heart. Like if the shoe, you know, was on the other foot, like if it was the other way around, you would never have done what they did. Like not, you just wouldn't have. It's just not in your nature. And because they took it there, it's almost like they not only broke a boundary, but they've toyed with the fine line of it being between a boundary and a deal breaker, right? Or they did do something that's a deal breaker. So for the 4 of Cups, there is a level of disappointment here. As I said, and it's funny because usually the 4 of Cups is more about like apathy and boredom, but that's not the energy that I'm getting. The energy I'm getting is this person broke your heart. There's something here that is a very toxic either trait or toxic behavior that this person displays to you behind closed doors. You will know what that is, and it can be anything from alcoholism to mental health issues to infidelity, issues related to infidelity, anything like that. But you saw this person for who they are, and you are not only brokenhearted, but you're not sure where this connection is going to go because you really want to work things out with this person. This person makes you sort of smile the way no one else has made you smile, and laugh the way no one else has made you laugh, and understands a part of you and connects to you in a way you have not connected with someone else in the past. So what is the future of this connection? Will this person change? Will they not? What's going on? What is the future of this connection? Let's answer the question. What is the future of this connection? You guys know what I say when I see the two cards that pop up twice from 2 different decks, the Devil and the Devil. It's Spirit saying I said what I said. This is a very heavy energy. It is a very deep emotional connection that you have with this person. It is very, it's a very difficult bond to break because you would have walked away. If it would have been any other person who did what this person did, you would have been long gone. But because it happens to be this one person, you're not walking away and you're wondering what comes next. So you have the Queen of Cups, the Devil, and the 2 of Wands, and I'm saving this one for last. There's so much invested emotionally on your part and their part. There is an undeniable bond here that it's tough to break. It is tough to break a bond like this because there has been a lot of sharing, a lot of emotions talked about, and a lot of emotional sharing on both parts. There's a nurturing, caring energy on both of your parts. Your person and this person are both protective of each other, and it's almost like you sort of treat each other as a partner, but as the one person that completes you in every way. It's almost like that person is your best friend, your confidant, your child, your parent, your best friend, your, it almost hints at codependency if it's taken too far, right? And actually, when someone does fill so many roles for you, it does become sort of this like feeling of like you're drowning when you're not around them. It's like it's a very intense feeling, but it is a mutual feeling. The problem is this person is not making a change for themselves. For as much as they love you and as much as they know that they've hurt you, they're not going to make the change necessary to come forward. It's highly unlikely that they change. The Two of Wands, they can think about it and they can strategize and they can, sort of plan. They might even be talking to you about these things, like the changes they're going to make, the things that they're going to do, if they're going to go to therapy, or they're going to join a group, or they're going to start talking to their friends, or they're going to stop talking to their friends, right? Like if they have very unhealthy relationships with friendships, what plans in place are going to do to change, but I don't see them changing. The Emperor, you feel like this person is the one. You feel like this person is the one. And that's why you're not walking away. The Emperor is the ultimate protector, the ultimate father, the ultimate spouse, which makes a lot of sense. This person has probably taken care of you in ways that no one else has. And that's sort of what pulls at your heartstrings. This person is debating whether they're going to change or not, but let me get one more. What do I want? I do want this one. Okay. Okay. This person is not changing right now. This person is not changing for a while. Things will likely sort of repeat in this pattern that you guys have been in for a while. At some point, it is possible this person changes. But this person can't do it alone. And it's not necessarily that you're going to help them or do it for them. They need sort of an external assistance in order to get through and be able to be the person that you need them to be. It is unlikely, I will tell you, that it is unlikely that they get there and that they're able to give you the things and be the person that you need for them to be. If you see a change in this person, they're on the right track. And change isn't always like, oh, you change, and whereas things were going south, all of a sudden they just go up and they all keep going straight up, right? Change is something that looks like this, with dips and like hills and valleys. So if you want to wait it out and give it time, it's possible this person changes. This is also a very, very slow energy. So I would say change is not probable anytime soon. You might see some changes, but not like significant changes to where it's going to make a big, big difference. I'll be honest, I don't see you walking away from this relationship, not anytime soon. Now, that's just what the cards are telling me. You have free will to make the decision that you want to make. If this is not someone you're interested in any longer, then rest assured this person is going to go on and continue to be the person that they were with you. So that's sort of the closure that you get out of this reading. If you want to wait it out, because I see that you're heavily invested in this person, this person needs to eradicate these behaviors. And when you get a double devil like this, it is like very rooted in their psyche of like what is making them do this thing. So if you see them attending therapy or groups or things like that and really working on themselves, then yeah, I would say that they're likely to change. But this person, they have a big hill to climb, And they're going to need more than just planning and strategizing like they are right now. They're going to need some hard work and a high level of accountability and acknowledgement in order to be able to be the person that you need them to be. Okay, so that is what I have for you guys. If you guys resonated with it, let me know in the comments, and also please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.